Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Someone help me. I'm losing my mind. Advice. Background. Me, 30 meters, her, 32F, met 5 years ago. Been together for the last 3 of those years. The first 2 were spent just casually dating. I love this girl. We do have arguments a little more frequently lately, but that's because of my insecurity lately. See, about a year ago, I was going through a death in the family and I wasn't able to be there for her. We decided to take a break for a few weeks, mutual decision, and for me to get my head on straight. We talked often during those weeks. Nothing deep, as we wanted to give each other space. Weeks after we got back together, after I found out she started flirting with a co-worker. Went out a couple of times. Went down on him too. She showed me the texts. We worked through it, but I've always felt insecure as they see each other every day. Recently, a few days ago, we had a fight. We'd made plans and she cancelled the day off. Cool, right? So I say okay. She has a habit of doing so last minute and it annoys me, but whatever. So later we talked. I asked how her day was, etc. She sent me a few pictures. And I see a restaurant in the background. When we meet later, I ask her about who she was with, and she doesn't exactly answer, but after taking it upon myself to look through her texts, I see a conversation with the same co-worker talking about having lunch together, at a very unique type of restaurant, the same that was in the background. I was so mad. I asked if it was him and she repeatedly said no. I left. Went home. I woke up and saw I was blocked everywhere. I decided not to bother her as we both needed time to calm down. Today I decided to look at her FB through someone else's account. It says she's in a relationship. Co-worker's account says the same. For context, when we were together she never once put in a relationship, but I didn't care. It's only Facebook. Suddenly, she and a co-worker who was single are now both in relationships. I'm going crazy. I've messaged her friends and everyone she knows who I do, but no one is responding. What do? I can't work, I can't eat or sleep. If she broke up with me I'd be okay, but she just chose to do it in such a way. I need answers. I need someone to tell me what's going on. I feel like I'm starting to come off as a crazy person, but what am I supposed to do? Edit, her friend just responded. She's dating the other guy. So yeah. 5 years gone. I've just blocked everyone she knows. I don't think I want to see any more. Thanks, everyone. You say if she broke up with me I'd be okay. She did break up with you. She did it in a rude and hurtful way by ghosting you. Grieve the loss and move on. Once you are happily involved with another, she'll probably reappear to try and haunt your ass again. Don't let her back in, not even as a friend, 'cause friends don't do that to each other. This is true TBH. Also, 5 years dating is a lot better than 15, kids, and going through a divorce. You'll bounce back. I can't see it honestly. I can't see ever coming back from this. It feels like this will kill me, but I'll put my blind faith in your words because I have nothing else. I've seen stories of guys bouncing back. If you want you can DM me and I'll share some videos. Either way though, you need an outlet, going to the gym, picking up a hobby, joining a fighting club or class for something you want to learn. If you go with the fighting club, tell the trainer a little about what you're going through. Then get workout until you can't anymore. Then pick a day to do it over again. I can vouch for the fighting club. After my 10-year relationship with my ex-wife, 3 young kids, ended when she had an affair with a colleague, I joined a full contact martial arts club, Kyokushin Karate. I was at the point where I had no will to fight for my life anymore. The dojo changed my life. I made friends, they welcomed me as if I was a family member. I got to fight people and take all my hurt and anger out in a safe environment. It helped rebuild my confidence and self-esteem, and 3 years later I'm competing at a national level in tournaments and absolutely loving it and all the experiences it gives me. It saved me, and made my life better than it has ever been. I am fighting for the second time. I recently took up boxing and it's been cathartic AF. Me too. I took up boxing, lifting and a good diet and I lost 50 pounds in just under 5 months. My abs are visible now, and they were not the entire 5 years I was with her. I'm telling you man, it's such an amazing feeling. Especially when you look back at the time that has passed and see how much progress you've made in a different area of your life. The only downside was having to spend money on a whole new wardrobe lol. I'm a female so I'm down for the wardrobe. Luckily I am just trying to lose the last 20 pounds of COVID weight, although it's harder to do in your 40s Congrats boo. You will bounce back, I promise. My adult son's GF of 10 years, living together over 8, planning marriage and kids, suddenly started cheating on him. She was just terrible to him. He was crushed and felt like you do right now. We talked a lot and I suggested that he take the time to heal and take care of himself and not worry about any future relationships right away. He went back to the gym, started cooking again, he's amazing in the kitchen, and focused on himself and what he wanted in life. When he did decide to venture out into the dating scene again, he struck gold, seriously. He met an amazing young woman who is just wonderful and the two of them have a vibe that is incredible. He's happier than he ever was in his previous relationship. We talk about how his life is better and that he's in a place he didn't know was possible. Take time for yourself. Know that it'll be okay. Hugs. Seems to be a little codependency going on with that. The picture you painted above was that you were together for about 3 years and even then it wasn't that great. I'd find a men's group to sit in on. You will more than likely hear stories that make you feel better about just moving on and end up wishing you saw the light sooner. You need to develop your own self-value and stop taking responsibility for everything wrong. When you were dealing with the loss of a loved one, that was not the time you needed to be there for her, that was the time she needed to be there for you. Instead, she chose to look for someone else under the guise of you having too much to deal with. More than likely that was already developing. As soon as you saw the text of her meeting this known lover for lunch should have been enough for you to bail out of this. After seeing her status and the lovers getting updated, sending out blast messages wasn't a good thing to do. Personally, I avoid blocking anyone to me, it just lets them know you have feelings one way or another. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Dating in my 30s was a great period, my 40s actually even better. Not codependency. Being ghosted after a 5-year relationship is brutal. Happened to me decades ago. I don't think it was ghosting as much as not accepting the reality of what was happening and also taking all the blame for the issues experienced. Very good point. This sounds like something a teenage girl would do. She is immature and childish. She might have helped you out by acting like this now. Leave her alone and her friends and family. If anyone decides to text back, tell them to duck off. How do I just cut someone out I've relied on for support for 5 years? Before we dated and after, she was the person I confided in most. I talked to her almost every day. I know you're right, but how do I do this? I'm so restless. How do I just cut someone out I've relied on for support for 5 years? Just do it. Worry about you now by worrying about you later. You don't need an explanation. The answer to the question why did she do this to us is simply, she wanted to do it, and saw the chance. She didn't care about you, or your relationship to any degree, and really is just hoping you disappear so she can continue to be selfish without consequence. As though cheaters could feel any consequence amidst the sound of their blastingly deafening self-centeredness. Thank you for this. It just ducking sucks, man. I'm breaking. I'm putting on my big sister's hat. Honey, it sucks and I get that. But the sun will rise tomorrow, and it will set, and it will keep doing so. Your ex was petty and immature in how she handled this, but now you have time for someone who will understand how to communicate in healthy ways. Someone who will understand that while you cannot always be there, you still love her. You deserve better than your ex. So give yourself time to break if that's what you need. But I promise you, when you are done and you start putting the pieces back together, the mosaic will be beautiful. BTW, you are worthy of love. You are worthy of a better love than the one you had. And you are worthy of being loved in healthy ways. Good luck, lil bro, I'm rooting for you. This is the most helpful thing I've heard. If this was a response to me, I'm glad I could help. Smile. Update, a week later. Need support. Been over a week since I, 30 meters, found out my ex-GF and best friend of 5 years, 32F, had been having a long-term affair with her coworker. She ghosted me when I found out. First thing is first. You people saved my life. I admit, I was having very dark thoughts during those first few days, and the words and sentiments of you Reddit folk helped me trudge along. I still come on to read your words when my resolve wavers. Blacksmith Thok 4686, Batty Catty Hooligan, Cassie Lifts, Man-O-War. You guys saved my ducking life. Thank you. I finally told my family and friends. Some of them already knew, as our friend groups were sort of blended after 5 years. To say my mother was hurt was an understatement. She loved my ex. Thought I'd marry her. I'd taken your advice and just went completely silent. I purged my house of everything that reminded me of her, everything she got me, or left here, packed it into boxes and asked one of my friends to deliver it to one of hers. I wanted to be proactive. Couldn't sit still. When my friend got back, he said he gave her friend an earful about how I'd been treated. I didn't ask him to. Apparently she was apologetic. She supposedly didn't know my ex cheated. Yeah, right. I think she just doesn't want to look bad now that it's coming out that ex is a cheater. No way she didn't know. But whatever. Yesterday a blank random FB pro messaged me. Hi, me. I got the stuff from Talia. I guess you're probably mad at me. I guess that I ducked up by not breaking up sooner before things happened, but I think it's really cruel of you to tell people our business and even return things I got you as gifts. They were meant for you. There is no reason to be so ugly about everything. This is exactly why I did not say anything. I really think me just disappearing will help you move on faster. There's no reason for it. One day I hoped we could both look back on our relationship fondly as something that helped us become better people. I hope you can reach that point in yourself. Ignored and blocked. She can duck off. I've got my appetite back. I still have moments where I just can't help but break down, but I feel anger more than anything else. I'm burying myself in work, and most of my interactions with people involve a good deal of faking it, but I'll get there someday. What worries me is my anger. It's easier to just vent here. Here I won't get looked on with pity or tiptoed around. Thank you guys, Father. Translation: Hi, me. I got the stuff from Talia. I guess you're probably mad at me. I know you are, but you shouldn't be, because I had reasons and you should just accept that. I get that I ducked up by not breaking up sooner before things happened, but I think it's really cruel of you to tell people our business and even return things I got you as gifts. How dare you tell people that I cheated on you over and over for a many month span? I was really hoping to preserve my image and control the narrative, and now people know I'm a cheating asshole. They were meant for you. What the duck am I supposed to do with them now? There is no reason to be so ugly about everything. I can't believe you are trying to hold me accountable when I have reasons and you should just accept them. This is exactly why I did not say anything. I'm a coward and didn't want to face the repercussions of my actions, and didn't have the balls to have an open, honest and mature discussion about how I felt before being a cheating asshole. This was so much easier for me. I really think me just disappearing will help you move on faster. I really can't be bothered to deal with your emotions and pain and face my cheating asshole ways. This is so much easier cause I'm a coward. There's no reason for it. There's totally a reason for it, but I don't want to face them. One day I hoped we could both look back on our relationship fondly as something that helped us become better people. I hoped you'd get over this cause I have and wouldn't subject me to any ramifications of my actions. Oh, and I don't regret what I did, so there's that. I hope you can reach that point in yourself. I'm already over it and you should be, but if you're not, it's your fault and there's something wrong with you. Exactly this. It pissed me off to the point that I wanted to reply, but I realize that's probably what she wants. The fact that she reacted tells that she cares more about her reputation than the hurt she caused you. Keep telling everyone that asks what happened. No way she didn't know. But whatever. I don't think her friends knew of her cheating at this point. I think it's really cruel of you to tell people our business. Well, she cheated on you. At this point you do not owe it to her to keep her cheating a secret. Remember, if we stay quiet, then the cheaters win. And even return things I got you as gifts. They were meant for you. There is no reason to be so ugly about everything. This is exactly why I did not say anything. So, it's all your fault now? She doesn't look like the person who likes to take responsibility for her own actions. Nothing is ever her fault. I really think me just disappearing will help you move on faster. There's no reason for it. One day I hoped we could both look back on our relationship fondly as something that helped us become better people. I can't imagine what is going through her head. Not sure how she can be so sanctimonious and be on this high horse after her cheating on you. I think you should preserve this comment and put it on your status, or actually make a physical wall hang out of it. All your buddies will know, and it'll remind you what you escaped every time you are sad. That's a freaking brilliant idea. I'd make it a meme and share it everywhere. Spot on translation. I love the little bit about how she's the hero of the story, ghosting up so he can heal. Cheaters are stupid MFs. Up, you did the right thing in all this. I'm happy you're doing better, and while I'm sorry you're mourning the relationship you thought you had, you really don't want to be with the monster that wrote that message. Ha ha ha, Up should forward this to her verbatim and then re-block her. Accurate AF. She'll never learn. Then once she gets cheated on, she'll be trying to reach out to apologize and slither back into Op's life with the whole "can we start over" BS. Op is better off without such a mess of a person. Op, you should send this to her. Duck your feelings. I needed some new penis and couldn't keep my legs closed long enough to break up with you, so I just decided lying was better. Plus, he really gets me in a way you never did. Would be my only addition to the end. She sounds like a real winner, can't face consequences and runs away. I hope the Op calls HR. There's usually a rule about banging your coworker. That was a bullshit message she sent you. Many backhanded digs she took at you. You have some rough days ahead of you, but they'll become less and less as time goes on. Sounds like you have a few good friends that have your back, lean on them for support. I definitely will. If you want, you can send this message to your ex-best friend. If she can cheat with you, then she certainly can cheat on you. Good luck, bud. What a weak-ass apology. Sorry I cheated, but it was cruel of you to tell people. WTF is that? As if her actions will ever allow you to remember fond memories about her. She's tainted her entire 5 years. What a total idiot. And she's in her 30s? So begins a string of poor relationships for her since she doesn't own her behavior and instead plays the victim. This is about as best closure as you'll get that she isn't the woman you thought she was. Do the work to heal from the trauma she left you with and focus on healthier and happier relationships. I was told this once, that it was cruel to make an open statement / tell people what happened. I think it is cruel to cheat on someone, personally, and I think the cheater says this so often in situations like these because they are ashamed of what they did and don't want people to find out. On that level I can understand. I would also be ashamed and not want people to know. That doesn't make it wrong to share the story, though. Since op wasn't intending to inflict harm. Cruel, the op. She should hold up a mirror while saying that. They really do hate it when they are ignored. I've healed enough now, 3 years, that if I broke up with someone for any reason and they sent gifts back, I wouldn't try to make them feel bad about it. I'd respect their wishes and leave them alone to heal. My ex-husband brutally dumped me for someone else, and when I moved out I left almost everything behind. He then proceeded to spend a few months sending me back dumb things like a cookie cutter or an ugly sweater until I put a stop to it. He continued to send gifts which are cruel. He pouted to my kids when he found out I'd gotten rid of a gift I gave him a few months before he blew my life up. It was a 28-year marriage. She must hate me. Gee, what was your first clue? Look at the mental gymnastics to make of this, you being ugly to her and justifying the way she did things. I know it must have been really hard not to respond to all that BS, but you did the right thing. There is no point. Reason doesn't work on these people, because being reasonable would force them to confront how ugly they are inside. How heroic of her to ghost you so that you can get over her. Lol. Screw her, never respond or speak to her again. Make sure everybody knows exactly what happened. I'm glad that the last part op. I wouldn't say just go around telling, but if someone asks, I wouldn't lie for her either. Her reasoning is very selfish and I doubt that relationship will last. Keep going forward, man. Living the best life is the best revenge. Best wishes. This internet stranger. One day at a time. That is not a good person right there. It screams narcissist. You should do some reading about female narcissists. I bet you will find a lot more that you were accepting than you should have. Imagine being this effed up to think any of this is acceptable. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you are well to be rid of someone like that. That's a pain trap. I just found out 4 hours ago that my fiancé, now ex, has been cheating on me. I don't know how to cope. Your words give me hope. Fuck. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Great stuff in this forum, including this story from op. The first hours/days/weeks are the hardest. Follow the advice you're reading here on how to cope and you'll get through it and come out stronger on the other side. A quote I really am living by as my divorce continues to process through the court. I'm so glad I didn't end up with the life I thought I wanted. With time and work on your part, I imagine you'll feel the same way. Good luck. This happened to me in January. Buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Tell your closest friends and family because they are going to need to check in on you and make sure you're fed for the next week or so. Go to chumplady.com, read the stories on this sub. Start searching for a therapist with experience in infidelity, and one that doesn't believe cheating is a result of both people in the relationship. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. It is legitimately traumatizing, do not underestimate it. We're here for you. His loss. He'll learn that in time. Wow, the gall of this lady. I think it's easier to heal when they show you who they actually are. You will get there for sure. You did the best step ever, do not respond to her. Let silence be your response. You are on your path, define it better. Where do you want to be in a year, 2 years, 5 years? What are the steps you want to take to get there? You have the right to be angry, but I would review/meditate on the calls you missed. The things that were warning signs that you allowed. Learn from this, so you do not fall into this trap again. Good luck. One day I hoped we could both look back on our relationship fondly as something that helped us become better people. I hope you can reach that point in yourself. The audacity. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.